Hi guys, welcome back to episode 5 of Chaos and Charm with Pranika and Naledi. Today we'll be speaking about a very sensitive topic in most households, which is mental health.
So you know what the thing is? Mental health is actually taken lightly in most households.
Mm.
And I feel like it all roots from overthinking.
Yeah, that's true.
Because, you think of situations that are actually not there. And usually, like most people, when they seek for help, they are actually made fun of. Like if you say that,
Yeah.
what, man, I don't feel too good. I feel like I don't have a job. I feel in this certain way.
Yes.
People be like, just brush it off. It's
Yeah.
hard to get jobs
Yes.
anyway,
Yes.
so there's no exception made for you.
For you, yes.
And that actually builds up over time.
Mm.
And that's when people dive into this whole dark place that actually is difficult to
come
out
out.
of, to come
Yeah.
out of.
It's deep depression.
It's deep depression.
Yeah. And unknowingly, a person who's depressed doesn't know they're depressed at first. Because they'll get hit with random thoughts that will affect their mood. Like they'll be happy one minute and then all of a sudden they're sad. And then they'll think, you know what, maybe it's part of me healing, or maybe I need to do something actively. Maybe I need to journal down my thoughts. Maybe I need to take a walk. Maybe I need to clear my mind. Because you just brush it over like, oh no, it's one of those things. But then it starts happening more often. You start diving deeper into that negative thoughts, the negative flow of mindset. If I can put it like that. So people dive deeper into the negative mindset, and unknowingly, they don't even realize that they're diving deep into a mindset because, like I said, a person who's depressed doesn't know they're depressed at first. And if they start speaking to their friends about it, some friends are open minded, and they say, go for therapy. It's okay, go for therapy. But in an Indian household, if I can speak from experience, it's told that if you are suffering with something, rather talk to me as your parent or as your sister and open up to me, and I'll understand what you're saying rather than talking to a stranger. But to a person that's going through a lot, it's easier to speak to a stranger than to speak to someone you know, because someone you know is going to judge you. A stranger is not going to judge
honestly, I always thought of it this way, ne?
you.
If you ask for advice from someone that you know,
Hmm.
they're gonna give you advice based on what they know about you.
Exactly.
But a stranger is actually gonna give you advice advice
Yeah.
based on what they think makes the most sense in your situation.
Yes.
Or way that will
There's
help
transparency. There isn't.
you. Yes.
There isn't their input in your life,
No.
and they think what's best for you. It's honest opinions. It's honest feedback. It's honest advice, and it's actual ways that are gonna help you. Like some people go on medication. Like it's so bad. Some people the overthinking or whatever it is, because in order for you to get into a certain place, your mind is racing. You're not just depressed because you're not thinking about anything. Something is affecting you mentally.
That's right. Your whole life. I don't know how many people would actually believe this, but your entire life is in your head.
Yeah. What you think is what you've made of
What
yourself.
you think is what you become.
Yes. Yes.
What you think is what you become. Yes. Honestly, I actually do believe in that. There's a book called The Secret by Rhonda Rhimes, or I don't know. I don't want to mispronounce the name or the surname, but then it just shows us that once you put it out there, you're gonna get it back.
Yeah.
So with this whole situation of mental health, people don't think it's a real thing.
No, it's taken as a joke.
It's taken as a joke.
It is, because if you go to your parent or to your friend or whoever it is and you say, you know what, I'm struggling, I don't feel right, I think I need to go speak to someone. You either given a comment, oh, what is so serious in your life that you feel like you're depressed? Or you feel like you're stuck, what is so serious? Like, why are you feeling that way? Not, let me help you.
No,
Can I help you? can we go and talk to someone? Can you talk to a friend or something first before you think
No.
of going to
You know-
therapy?
Nowadays, it's so bad that people can't even tell their friends.
Yeah.
People don't even talk about those types
Because
of things.
you made a laughing stock, and mental health should never be made like that.
It shouldn't.
Because it's a serious thing. It actually makes people do things they shouldn't do, think about things they shouldn't think about, suicidal thoughts. I don't know if you remember when, I think it was school kids when they cut themselves on their wrist
I remember that story.
with a what is it?
The blade.
The blade from the, what is it? The sharpener. They used to take
Oh,
out
really?
the blade from the sharpener and cut.
You know, another
Or
funny
scissor
thing
or
is
whatever.
that mental health, actually, you don't need to be a specific age to suffer from it. Now, if you're looking at school kids, people will be like, what are you stressing about? Because all you need to do is go to school
yes.
and study and all those
Yes.
types of things. They don't look at the deeper situations behind them.
And a lot of things, because a lot of homes are unstable. Some parents are addicts.
Yeah.
Some parents pass away and the child is being looked after by the grandparent or the uncle, and the uncle is doing things to the kids. And obviously that affects the child, and the child is crying out for help. But you looking as to why are you doing this to yourself? Is this child suicidal, or something's not wrong with this child? You're not looking into it, and then it becomes a school factor.
Yeah.
Where if the teacher doesn't pay attention, the people at home won't know.
No, they won't.
And I don't know if you know that some people, it gets so bad that some people actually take a lighter and they burn the inside of their thigh.
Really?
Yeah. To numb the physical, the emotional pain that
Really?
they're feeling. Yeah. To give themselves physical pain.
I've never actually heard of it.
They burn the inside of their thigh.
This is, this is one of the most overlooked matters.
Yeah. It is. It should be spoken about a lot more often. There should be a safe space. People should feel safe to know that they can open up and speak about how they truly feel. And this goes for both men and women.
Both men and women. Because I know of a lot of guys that actually committed suicide. I've heard
Yes.
of a lot of guys that committed suicide. And the family would be shocked. Like, but he was smiling. But he was okay.
So you always check on the friends that are smiling. Because
You're right.
depression comes in different forms.
Different forms.
Your friend can be smiling now, you can be having the time of your life, but you don't know how that person is feeling.
When they're alone, what they actually go through.
Yes. And that's, guys, I feel like it's a lot more difficult.
No, it is. Because men have this whole stigma where they say men don't cry.
Yes.
And that actually blocks them from getting help.
Yeah.
Because they're afraid of being laughed at.
Yes.
Which I feel like is really not fair.
It is.
Where you look at things that society might be softer on women. But they don't realize that men
go through things as
go
well.
through things as well.
Yes. And there's different factors that lead to depression. Some people are bipolar, and it's a real thing. Like people get affected differently. Some people are on severe medication for bipolar. Then you get people that go into suicidal thoughts because of the factor that they want to come out to their parents. They're in the closet and they want to come out, and they start hurting themselves because they don't know the society made it a norm that is wrong. But that's how they feel, so they feel like something's wrong with them. So they start hurting themselves. So there's various factors that lead up to depression, that lead up to mental health.
There's a lot, honestly. And when you think about it, in today's society, people disregard or they don't really care about how other people feel.
Yeah.
It's the smallest of things that can put you into depression.
Yes.
The smallest
comment about your weight.
Exactly. Your weight, your skin color,
Yes.
your
acne.
Everything.
Anything. Your teeth.
Anything.
Your smile, whatever it is.
And it does hurt because nowadays people actually want to fit in. People want to fit in, and the minute you're different,
And
Just
especially
when
when
you
you're
feel-
young, you feel like you need to fit in.
Exactly.
You feel like, oh, if you're not doing everything like everyone else is doing, something's wrong with you. You feel like you need validation from your friends. And when you're small, your friends are everything.
Exactly. They're everything to you. But you
Yeah.
know, as young as I am, I don't think I ever suffered from FOMO,
Yeah.
the fear of missing out.
I also didn't.
I never suffered from that. And
I was a strong person. I would say I was a strong person.
yeah,
Like I had a big group of friends in high school, and I was friends with most people in my class, in my grade, right? But there was a certain time where I seen people's true colors, and I was like, it's in game. I'm gonna
Yeah.
cut you off if I'm okay without you.
so that's why, men actually, I feel like men actually suffer
A lot more.
a lot more
Yeah.
because they have nobody to actually contact,
Or confide in.
to confide in.
Yes.
And so we have, slave queen stories. So
Yeah,
men
yeah.
actually tend to spend on women, which there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm.
But they spend and invest into the wrong woman.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
the whole financial debt and all of that causes a lot of depression for men.
You think so?
I think so. I've heard a lot of stories of men going into depression, men committing suicide because sometimes their parents want from them, which I won't blame a parent for, asking the child, what, please help me out with certain things.
Yeah.
But then on the other side, they have to provide for their woman,
Yes.
a woman that's only using them.
Yes.
So
and they
what
don't realize that.
They don't realize
Yeah.
that. They realize it when it's actually over.
Yes.
So what I actually ask for men is feel free to actually ask for help.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with the woman or with the man crying. There's nothing wrong with the man crying out for help.
No, there isn't.
There isn't nothing wrong
And there's
with
so
that.
many helping hands, and there are people out there that are willing to help.
There
Don't
are.
feel embarrassed to go for therapy, or
That's the
even
thing.
don't feel embarrassed because that's your money paying for that therapy. Also, a factor comes in when people can't afford to go for therapy. What else do they resort to? They resort to quick fixes. That's how you get your alcoholics. That's how you get your abusers, your substance abuse.
Exactly. Men have developed this whole like I mentioned earlier on, they say that men don't cry. Real men shouldn't cry.
Yeah.
But if you're a human being and if you have feelings, you become vulnerable to such situations.
Yes.
Because you can't tell me that only women get hurt.
No.
Men get hurt as
Of
well.
course.
They're human at the end of the day. And society has made it a norm where men should always be stronger. And if you are a weak man, you're useless or you're gay.
Yes. And
Which I don't think is fair
it isn't
on
fair.
men.
It's
not fair on men.
And there's nothing wrong with being gay. Why is it deemed that all of a sudden you're weak?
That's also one of the reasons why a lot of gay men commit suicide.
Yeah.
Because they feel like they get no support.
And the funny thing is, right, when you look back and you think when you're a child, when you're a child, aren't you so happy? You're so free.
You're happy, you have no stress in the world.
You're confident.
No,
you say what you have to say without any filter.
Exactly.
And then you grow up and society says, no, you can't behave like that. Oh, your laugh is too loud. You have to look a certain way. You
behave
can't
like a woman.
Behave like a woman. Why are you sitting like that? Why are you sitting with your legs open? Sit like a lady. Why are you laughing and speaking so loudly? Lower your tone. Society molds you into this person.
Society molds you into what they think is best for you.
Yes.
And that's like never the situation. Because I can't be me. Oh my God, what if I do this? Will they like me?
Exactly.
Those are the things that actually lead to depression. So should I live my life for myself or for what other people think?
Want for me.
Exactly.
Yeah. See, there's plenty of factors.
There's plenty of factors that actually lead to depression. And it's not talked about enough.
It isn't.
People just
like
actually
right now, this
under
podcast is not enough.
It's not enough. It's never enough.
It's never enough. Because there's so much more to talk about.
There's a lot more to actually talk
and
about.
I praise those people or those family members that actually help and pay attention to those people in their households, their families, their friends that are actually they can see when they're down and they ask them, can I help you? Must we go here? Can we do something about the situation? Because people don't really open up that
But
much.
let's be honest.
Mm.
Is there help? Like, honestly, is there help out there? You know, they say charity begins at home and justice takes two. But in the same home that you're living in,
Yeah.
do you have people you can confide in? Do you have friends? Do people have friends that they can actually talk to and be like, you know what? I feel like this is not for me. People are afraid to admit what they actually deserve.
That's true. Speaking on my personal experience, I do have people that I can speak to. I'm grateful that I do have people I can speak to. But I'm a person that likes dealing with things on my own. I don't want to be a burden on
Right.
somebody else.
That's the thing. People don't actually want to be burdens, you know.
Yes.
Not everybody has a solid support
System, yes.
system actually.
Yes, yes.
Not everyone could turn to their friends and
Yeah.
be like, you know what, I'm going through this.
Yeah.
I feel like this. Because people's mentality, if you're going through something, drink alcohol. It'll make you forget. But for how long?
Let's go out and party. Let's go get
That doesn't
drunk.
help.
Let's go dance the night
You know,
away. You're gonna feel better.
I sometimes ask myself, do we have real people out there? I can go through a lot.
Yeah.
And
But
if
it also
feel-
takes a lot out of the person going through it to feel comfortable enough to speak about it. Because if I ask you when you're depressed, right? Say I'm asking you, are you okay? You're gonna say yes, I'm okay.
Yes,
I'm doing fine.
And then later on you receive a call, I hung myself.
Exactly. And it has to also come from the person. They also have to feel like they can trust you enough, that you are truly a genuine friend that is going to help them.
Right.
It takes a lot.
No, it takes a lot.
It takes a lot for you to trust someone.
Actually. And in this society, I feel like people live for a good time. People don't think of the long run.
They don't think about the
You know when
repercussions.
it gets to people in December. You must know December is not a month, it's a lifestyle in South Africa.
Yeah.
If you're not drinking booze in December, if you don't have money in December,
Yes.
you're nothing.
Yes.
When it comes to January, you need to buy things for your kids.
Yeah.
That's when the
School,
depression starts
stationery,
kicking in.
Because now you spend all your money drinking.
That's when you start feeling useless.
Mm.
Apparently, there's a lot of car sales in December because people want to drive around in cars. I feel like people are no longer close to God. People are close to societal norm.
That is true.
People are not close to God.
That is true.
You don't realize that, you know what? God brought you on this earth for a reason.
You have a purpose.
You have a purpose.
If your purpose and if you filled whatever you needed to fill in this earth, you wouldn't be here.
Thank you.
And people need to know that the world is a better place with you in it.
No, people
Because you
don't
have
realize
A
that.
purpose. The reason why you are getting up every day, you are breathing, you are okay.
God can
is
take you
because-
anytime.
Exactly.
God can take you anytime.
Anytime. In a split
Anytime.
second, I can be here now. Tomorrow I'm not.
Exactly.
2 minutes later, I'm not.
But you know, one of the main things about depression is competition.
Competition how?
Competition. Oh, okay. Panika is 21 years old.
Yeah.
She got a car, she got a house, she's earning good money. Now look
Yeah.
at me, I'm sitting at 25. I don't even have a fraction of what you have. Oh, what? Maybe I'm useless. Maybe I'm not meant to having good things. Those are the things that drive people into depression. If we can stop competing with people, I think that's when we actually manage to enjoy our lives.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
If you compare yourself to your cousin, if you compare yourself to the person next to you, if you compare yourself to your best friend, maybe you're sitting here right now, you have nothing, someone else has everything.
People are powerful. You know, I read this one thing, man.
Mm.
It said, so I think it was an atheist topic or something like that.
Yeah.
It spoke about why does God let evil happen in this world. We all know that there's a balance.
There has to be a balance.
There has to be a balance.
Yeah.
But another thing is, you can be happy today. You can have everything and die tomorrow.
Mm.
I can have nothing, live for the next 30 years. And after 35 years, that's when my dream comes true.
Yeah.
They said if you don't praise God in difficult times, oh no, not difficult times, sorry. If you don't praise God when you are happy,
Yeah.
Why do you think he'll pull through for you in difficult times?
That's true.
You need to, and that's why they say, appreciate people while they're
While
still
they're still
alive.
alive.
Give them their flowers. Because when they
Yes.
dead, there's nothing you can do about
There's
that.
nothing you can give them.
There's nothing you can give them.
You
And that's
can,
how
you can just cry, but that conscience of you not giving them their favorite plate of food when they asked for it is gonna kill you.
Exactly. I feel like people are very, very far from God. When you wake up in the morning and you get this and you get that, just thank God.
Yeah.
Because when you're going through a rough patch, God will pull through for you.
And you know, when you're in depression, the only person that can get you out is yourself.
No one else can get you out.
No one.
No
No one. Someone can talk to you. They'll talk until you deaf in the ear.
That's why you see people smiling in the morning and in the night they're gone.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's actually it's not easy. You know, they usually say it's easier said than done.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's easy to talk to you. It's easy to tell you, you know what, go get therapy,
Yeah.
go for this.
Yeah.
Talk to people. But are you willing to do it from the inside?
Inside, yes.
Are you ready to
Are
let
you
go?
able to do it?
Are you able to do it?
Can your pocket afford it? Because financial
That's
factors is
another
also another
thing.
factor to depression.
Finances.
Finance is really a big thing.
We were actually talking about body dysmorphia earlier on.
Yes.
And you said something like, I'd see an outfit at the shop.
Mm.
It would look
So
so
nice.
nice on the mannequin.
Yes.
When I come home, it now looks different on me. And
Yes.
I think when I look at myself in the mirror, or when people look at themselves in the mirror, they don't look at themselves the way they should look at themselves. They look at themselves through the world.
Yeah. When they put on these outfits, or they're just looking at themselves playing in the mirror, they just don't simply feel good in their skin.
No.
That's why a lot of people walk out, or a lot of them go into a deep depression because
People
I
want to
don't
feel
know.
better about
Yes.
themselves. I don't feel, there's nothing wrong with feeling good about yourself.
no, of course, everybody should feel
Everyone
good about
should feel good
themselves.
about yourself.
But you should also
themselves.
know that size doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
You are more than just your body.
Right, you are more than just your body. And I remember there was this other Vietnamese lady I followed on TikTok. I forgot her name, but she made a video the one time. And she asked, who set the beauty standards?
Exactly.
Who set the beauty standards?
Because the beauty standards are changing. Like
Constantly changing. I remember there was one time when thin eyebrows was
a
the thing. And then all of a sudden, when you think of it, everyone wants thick eyebrows.
Yes.
Everyone is drawing on eyebrows. So are you gonna literally blow in the direction the
Of
society is blowing you in?
Yes.
Or would you manage to stand out on your own and say, you know what, this is what I actually want. This is who I actually am.
Yeah.
So do we need to fall into what society wants us to fall into, or are we allowed to be ourselves?
Yeah.
You know, it's really difficult when we let influence come from
Yes.
out of us.
Yeah. From
Because
outsiders that don't know us.
outsiders that don't know us.
Exactly.
I am me. I am who I am supposed to be.
Yes.
Whether I'm too thin, whether I'm too thick, if
yes.
I'm comfortable in that, who are
That
you to
too-
make me feel
Yes,
different?
exactly.
And you know, usually you are brought down by people that want to be like you, but they literally can't go in that
yes.
direction.
Envious people.
Envious people.
Mm.
So can't we just accept each other and accept everyone for who they actually are?
Exactly. And don't make someone else feel small for looking different than you are.
No, we're not going to look the same.
Exactly.
If we are all made in God's image, you can't expect all of us to look the same.
Exactly. If God finds me perfect, who are you to tell me I'm not?
Right.
Who are you to tell me I'm not?
That's why I'm going back to the same thing
Yeah.
where we said it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
It's easy for me to tell you that you know what, you are perfect. Be who you want to be, but do you believe it?
Yes. That's because you must remember, this is the first time you're getting someone telling you
Right.
who you are. And all this trauma from your past, you constantly in your childhood or whatever, I don't know, everybody's situation is different.
Everyone's situation is different.
You having these voices in your head telling you that you're not enough. You need to lose weight, or you need to look a certain way. You need to act a certain way. And now you're getting this person that's telling you, just be who you are. Be free. And that plays on your mind as well. And it takes a lot, but you have to fight those other voices and say, you know what, there are good people out there that's like this person, and maybe I should try to give it a chance. I should try to listen.
Right.
Mm.
You know, that's how I want to just say to everyone that you are on this earth for God and for yourself. You are not on earth to impress other people.
Mm.
You are here to fulfill your own mission. And as hard as it may seem, whatever you think is actually who you become at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You can't have positive thoughts and become a
A
negative person.
It doesn't
Never.
work like that.
That doesn't go in sync.
No.
It never, ever works out like that.
Yeah. And you are the most permanent person in your life.
You are the most permanent person. And your body is apart from a house, apart from a car, your body is the only place you actually get to live in.
Yeah.
You're living in your body.
Yeah.
If you feel like...
That's why they say your body is your temple.
Your body is your temple.
Mm.
So, I'd actually like to say this to a lot of men that, you know what?
Yeah.
Don't be ashamed to actually ask for help. Don't be ashamed.
That's true.
Because if the roles were reversed, what would the outcome be?
Yeah. That's true.
What would the outcome be? And a lot of men say that it's easier to be a woman than being a man.
Yeah.
Because I know in different religions, you know, it says that a man is a provider.
Mm.
In the Christian way, it says a man is a provider. And when you look at, if I had to reference all of that, right? If you look at Indian movies from ZTV and all of that, you see that the men go out to work and the women stay at home to work. I mean, to cook and all of that. So basically, a man is a provider. So if you as a man feel any weak, how are you going to lead your family?
Yeah.
Never ever be ashamed to ask for help. Mental health is a serious thing.
It is. It's very
And if you
serious.
ever need anyone to talk to, please feel free to talk to us actually.
Yes.
We may not be experts, but we
Yeah.
understand the
Yeah.
situation.
We will never judge anybody. Everybody's story is different.
Everyone is different.
Everybody's story is different. And we do have our contact details on our Instagram page. We'll link it down below as well. And yes, please, we would love to hear feedback from
We
you.
would love that.
Comment down below, like our stuff, comment down below, and engage with us. Because this is a serious topic, and I want to make more podcasts on it because this is not enough.
It's taken lightly actually.
Yes.
It's taken lightly.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for watching what we had to say today. And like Pranika said, feel free to contact us. We hope you'll have a good week ahead, and we'd like to see you all again. Thank you.
Like, comment, and subscribe.